All right, so we're going to walk through this example of laptops in the classroom, and we'll both reinforce the basic definition and then see what that looks like with our topic. So, conjecture is the first stasis, and it includes fundamental, basic questions. Did it happen? Does it exist? Do we have a problem? How are we going to define it? Do we have laptops in the classroom? Well, yes, we do. Are they a problem, however? Some people would say yes, and some people would say no. Some people have no problem at all with laptops in the classroom and would have absolutely no interest in this topic because they don't see that laptops are a problem. But if we start to generate or brainstorm other possible questions of conjecture, we could get to the second one, which says, are neighboring students impacted by non-class related laptop use? In other words, if you're in a big lecture hall and you're trying to pay attention and everybody around you is on Facebook and the person in front of you is watching a cat video on YouTube, you might be distracted by the cat video and you might miss something that the professor is saying. That might be a question worth exploring, and in fact, plenty of scholars are exploring this concept of neighboring laptop use in the classroom. We're still in the very first category of conjecture, just figuring out if something is a problem. The next category, or stasis, is causal, cause-consequence. How did it get this way, or / what are or will be the effects of this? What are the possible consequences? With laptops in the classroom, we're generally thinking about impacts or effects, like do laptops in the classroom improve student performance? On the other hand, do laptops in the classroom lead to student disengagement? So advocates of laptop use would say, look, students can take faster notes and they can perform better. And other people might say students are barely paying attention, and if they can go online, they'll just do that for the whole class. It would lead to student disengagement, and that wouldn't be a good thing. Speaking of good things, that brings us right over to the next stasis, value. Very first question, is it a good thing or fair, unfair, ethical, unethical, something that we should seek out or avoid? I'll start with the bottom one, actually. How important is student engagement in a college classroom? That's a big one up for debate. Maybe not at all. Maybe it doesn't matter if people aren't paying attention. Maybe it matters less in a lecture hall, but in a smaller discussion class, perhaps student engagement is more important, or not. This issue of laptops in the classroom overlaps with questions about pedagogy and active learning. Is active learning always better learning? Is that something that we always want? These are questions of value, evaluation questions. Next, we get into the action stasis. What should we do about this? If we agree that there's a problem, we agree that it could lead to bad things, then what should we do? What actions are possible? Should laptop use be restricted in the classroom? That would be one way of handling this. Somebody who approached the topic in a different way would start to look into student engagement a little bit more. Somebody might decide that this entire conversation is not really about laptop use specifically, but it has to do with how classes are taught and what professors do or don't do and how to increase student engagement. Both of these questions are action questions. And then finally, we have jurisdiction. Who should handle this matter and who has the right to decide? These are general jurisdiction questions. With this specific topic, who should regulate laptop use? If we agree that laptop use should be regulated, is it up to students or is it up to professors? Should students regulate themselves, or is it appropriate for a professor to have a class-wide policy? Now it's time for you to try this out on your own. Here are the categories and the general questions that each asks. Think about the topic that you are interested in and try to generate questions from these stases. What questions do you have about the fundamental facts about your topic and the essence of the problem? And how is the problem defined? What does it include and what does it not include? What are the root causes of the problem? What could happen if the problem isn't addressed? In other words, what are the consequences of the problem? Value. Why is it important? Why do we care? Why is it fair or unfair or bad? Action. What should we do about it? Jurisdiction. Who's responsible for doing something about it? Use stasis theory as a tool to invent important questions about your topic. This will allow you to go back to the ongoing conversations and see what other people are saying. Maybe most people agree on the basics, the conjecture question, the fundamental questions, but they disagree on the causes and consequences. If so, if that's where you find the disagreement, that's your stasis, causal. That's where you should focus your attention. Focus your attention on the first stasis where you find lots of disagreement. That's what will lead you to an interesting, relevant, exigent research journey. This concludes our presentation on stasis theory. Thanks for watching.